Come on in, Paul Conway, former Labor Department Chief of Staff under George W. Bush. Now, look, this is a picture of the economy right before the election. How would you characterize that picture?
Underwhelming. The key point on a jobs report right before the election day is, does it change a national narrative, and does it change the individual narrative, or does it reinforce it? And I would say that you have an average job growth the past 2 years of 229,000 a month. You have the performance at 161,000. It's much lower than what people have been told was great for the past 2 years. And going into this is not going to change the national narrative on it's a great economy or not. And in the individual situations around dinner tables, talking about retirement, and for young folks that are out there trying to find a job sitting at Starbucks, does it make you feel as though there's more opportunity on the way? And definitively on those 2 points, I'd say no.
I'm picking through the numbers, and I see a decline of 9,000 jobs in the manufacturing sector, and I'm going to say that's the destruction of quality middle-class jobs. I also see a big jump, 6,400, a big jump in temporary employment. Again, that's not good. That's not enhancing middle America. That's where I'm coming from.
No, you're absolutely correct. Look, on table A9 on the report, there's a distinction that's made between part-time employment and full-time employment. But the true measure of what the Labor Department is applying here is 35 hours a week. They're not making the distinction between those who have multiple part-time jobs and those who have full-time jobs. When you get into those numbers, the fact is that full-time jobs have not returned, this is the quality of the jobs, have not returned to the level that they were before the recession. So if you're sitting there and you're getting increased bills for health care, you're trying to figure out how to secure your kid's future, and you're trying to determine whether or not you can aspire to reach opportunity and prosperity, it's simply not adding up in terms of the numbers. And I think people understand this intuitively. They know that it's not a great performing economy.
Can you just give me a little bit more on this part-time job creation versus full-time job creation? As I understand it, we're creating fewer full-time jobs, but a lot more part-time jobs. Is that accurate?
That is correct. And so when you take a look at these numbers and you get into the details of it, before the recession, your peak period of time for this was in January of 2010, when you had about 20.1% of those who were working in part-time jobs or multiple part-time jobs in order to make up full-time employment. Right now, that number's only dipped down to about 18.2%. You want to get it down below 17%. And so when you're taking a look at these jobs that are being created and everyone's celebrating the top-line number, you have to look at what is the quality of the full-time job being created. And Stuart, I'm telling you that they're just not there. And then when you look at the individual states that are in play right now, in those labor markets, in those states, many of those states have not come back to pre-recession level for full-time jobs.
Okay, Paul Conway with us every Jobs Friday. Thank you very much indeed, Paul. Appreciate it.